Good morning and welcome, Patriot Radio News Hour. Happy Friday. I'm Joe Jaquint, CEO of the Patriot Trading Group, and I hope it finds you well. We've survived another week, so give yourself a pat on the back, a round of applause. Tell yourself you're a good person. I don't know, why not? 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. Listen, hide the women and children. Close the three-ring circus. Crazy things have happened. Gold is flying. Silver is crushing it. We got the Dow up. The central banks, maybe, I don't know if they are finding their heads or what, but big announcements from them. We'll try to break it all down for you. Of course, don't forget, it's Friday, so it's Fake News Friday. That's coming up next as well. The website, allamericangold.com, the metals program, you name it, we've got it for you. Make sure you get yourself prepared. A couple of quick things. We're closing in. We're closing in on a new website for the radio station in Colorado. We're closing in on a brand new, super-duper fancy whatchamacallit that is going to improve the sound quality of this program. Remember, that's one of the things we talked about. So Phoenix and Colorado, get ready. We got the final pieces of the puzzle here coming together. Ramon told me not to promise a specific day, so I won't do that. But just know this. We have moved the ball again, so we're even closer now. Fingers crossed, and it's happening. Let's just put it that way. It's happening. We're so excited about it, and it's going to be great and awesome. Ramon and I are excited because we've been talking about this for like 10 years. I'm not kidding you. It's been 10 years we've talked about getting off this phone line. So it's finally happening. We've got one more thing to do, and then we got to test it back and forth, and that could take a day or two and turn some knobs and push some buttons and all that. But hopefully very, very soon we'll have it all done for you, and I just can't wait for it. So it's just, one more great thing. And, of course, today, obviously, gold's up $18.50 right now, $1,298 and change, $12.98.30. Silver's up, wow, silver's up almost 50 cents an ounce right now, $15, approaching $15.75 as all kinds of things. You know what? A bunch of stuff didn't happen, right? No durable goods orders, no this order, no this report. A lot of these government reports are not coming out, so we have no idea how slow has it gotten. We don't know, right? We know we've got the puffery of the CEOs and the people on the idiot box about, hey, we beat earnings and we did this and we did that. But privately, the CEOs must be telling the central bank something very, very different. So think about this. 6 weeks ago, the central bank raised rates, right? I mean, crushed the housing market. They were, and it wasn't the fact that they raised the rate. Okay, that was kind of baked in. It was the message, the tone that they used after they raised rates. That, hey, we're getting ready to raise them again, right? Because everything's so great. Jobs market's great. The consumer's great. The U.S. economy's great. And everybody freaked out, right? Remember the Christmas Eve massacre? And again, right? You've got the puffery of Wall Street, but when things go off the rails, right? They'll let the central bank know, and then of course, right after that, hey, we're not going to raise rates, right? We're going to take a break. Today, it got more serious. As we know, the central bank they did their QE programs, well, QE1, QE2, QE3, blah, blah, yada, yada, and blew up their balance sheet. And they've been selling off some of those bonds. They had a balance sheet of about $4.5 trillion, about $4 trillion now. Their plan was to try to get that number to about $2.8 trillion. That was what they said they were going to do. Today they said, you know what? We're not going to make that. They didn't give a number. The word on the street is that the central bank is going to end the selling of their bonds sooner rather than later. In other words, the central bank is going to have to hold a lot more debt than they hope to. Right? Just like we talked about before, hey, we can't get the Fed funds rate back to that 5, 6, 7%. They can't sell these bonds. Listen, it's killing it, right? And listen, we can say it's because of the economy, and that's part of it, right? Obviously, these CEOs are telling the central bank, hey, things are getting a lot worse than what we're saying on TV, right? If you're only getting your information from the idiot box, Jay Powell, then you're an idiot. I mean, that's really what they did. I mean, that's what's happened. Let's not sugarcoat it. The central bank doesn't need a durable goods report to understand. Right? I think it was Jim Cramer told them, do your homework. Right? Call the CEOs and they'll tell you. Well, apparently they did. And didn't like what they heard. That's got the market flying. Patriot Radio News Hour, Fake News Friday coming up next. And then I've got a limited but awesome special that we'll do as well.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the others? Before I finish my song.
From News Headquarters, this is
Fake
News
Friday.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
What is real? How do you define real?
Fake News Friday.
Fake.
Welcome to another edition of Fake News Friday. I will say this, too, and I know I've been promising this new one. I've got to push it. I'm now targeting hopefully before March 1st. We're just not quite ready yet. We're getting there. Hang in there with us. Just remember, so all of these articles we're going to talk about today, they're all true. Except our buddy Glenn, the professor, he's changed a detail in one of them. What we do and what we're trying to point out here is all of these stories should be fake. Right? Instead, they're all actually real except one little detail, and then we try to figure out which one. Who am I playing with today?
Yeah, Jason is here from Colorado.
Jason, my old friend, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I think I won the last time, so I'll go first on the first round.
What? You did not win?
I did. I won the last one.
No, you didn't.
Is that the one that they had the answers already in advance?
They
No. I won fair and square.
Now he's trying to claim that he won when he didn't. Ramon, tell him he did not win last week. But anyway, Jason, I know it's been a super busy morning. Arlene is I still haven't gotten the price sheet. We've had a lot of in and out activity going on today. Bear with us. Jason, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go. Jason said he's going to go first. Ramon, hit us with it.
All right, here we go. Story number one. City of Milwaukee wrote $168,000 worth of parking tickets. Wow. In a weekend snowstorm, the city stats show thousands of drivers ended up with parking tickets after the latest snowstorm in Milwaukee. The city cashed in by writing all of those tickets. to people who ignored the alternative side parking rules. Those rules were in effect for just 14 hours during the Saturday night and Sunday morning, and then again Sunday night to Monday morning during that snowstorm. It means workers were writing 300 tickets an hour during that time period. Wow. Story number 2, teen harassed, threatened by cops for shoveling snow without a permit. Residents in Normandy, Missouri are questioning a new ordinance which requires anyone who wishes to shovel snow for money to have a permit. This is not just for adults running businesses, but it also illustrates the fact that it's being enforced against children trying to earn extra money as well. Keyshawn Anderson tried to raise some money, some extra cash, by shoveling snow. Shelton was dropped off at his grandma's house in Pasadena Hills last week to shovel snow, and once he started, the police quickly rolled in to check and see if Anderson had a permit. He did not, so he was shut down. Story number 3, Trump tells Sarah Sanders to stop White House media briefings. President Donald Trump revealed Tuesday that the behavior of the White House media corps is the reason he told Press Secretary Sanders to stop holding regular media briefings. Sanders held her last briefing on December 18th. Moreover, President Trump explained that the reason in a tweet yesterday, pointing a finger at all the inaccuracies that stem from the press and adding words that Ms. Sanders didn't say. He tweeted CNN's Jim Acosta as fake news and the treatment of the Covington High School teenagers in D.C. by the vulture press was shameful. Trump railed that there will be no more press briefings by Sanders until media has learned their lesson. All right, that is story number 3. And Jason's going to go first, right?
Yeah, my God. I mean, the overdoing the parking tickets. You know, obviously these municipalities can't afford anything anyways, and so yeah, I believe all 3 of these stories. That's what's really bad about it. The second one with let's go after the kids trying to earn money shoveling snow. We've heard this before, the lemonade stands, and then Trump having to scold adults that can't behave themselves in press meetings. I mean, this is where I guess this is where we're at. The one I'm going to guess that has something tweaked is maybe that second one. I think there's maybe something bent out of joint on that, on the collecting of the snow money. So I'm going to do the snow shoveling story number 2.
All right, story number 2 for Jason. Joe, what do you say?
That is, I don't know. Again, as Jason said, I believe all of these. I'm gonna go with story number 1 though. The Milwaukee thing that just these are still government employees writing tickets, and we all know the sense of urgency may not be there. So writing that many tickets in an hour in the freezing of a massive snowstorm, I think that's the part that's fake in that. Not that they didn't write the tickets, but they were able to do that many an hour. I'm going to go with story number 1.
All right, Joe, you go with story number 1. Gentlemen, you are both incorrect. Story number 1 and 2 are true.
Oh, man.
Story number 3 is the fake story, the part about Trump tweeting about Jim Acosta and the fake news. That portion is fake, but seems to be real most of the time, though. So
Glenn got us both on that one. Let's go to round 2.
All right, let's go. Story number 1 for round number 2. Meteor hit the moon during a recent lunar eclipse on Sunday, January 20th. Viewers across the Western Hemisphere were treated to the rusty hues of a decades-last blood moon eclipse. But as people across the planet watched the moon glow crimson, some lucky observers caught an unexpected delight: the flash of a space rock striking the lunar orb. It's a rare alignment of infrequent events, says Justin Cowart. He is from Stony Brook University in New York, A meteor about this size hits the moon about once a week or so, he says, but if this event is confirmed, it may be the first time such an impact has been recorded during a lunar eclipse. Additional photographic evidence was released by Chinese Space Agency that recorded the event from their rover on the surface of the moon. All right, that's story number 1. Story number 2, an anti-racist poster in a college writing center insists that American grammar is racist and unjust language structure, promising to prioritize rhetoric over grammatical correctness. The poster states that racism is the normal condition of things, declaring that it permeates rules, systems, expectations in courses, schools, and society. Linguistic and writing research has shown clearly for many decades there is no inherent standard of English. Language is a constantly changing. These two facts make it very difficult to justify placing people in hierarchies or restricting opportunities and privileges because of the way people communicate in particular versions of English. All right, so that's story number 2. Story number 3. America's favorite Valentine's Day candy is unavailable this year. Sweethearts, the conversation heart candy, is missing from shelves this Valentine's season after its original producer went out of business last year. Even though consumers might think chocolate when it comes to buying Valentine's gifts for a loved one, CandyStore.com reported that the conversation hearts were the most popular candy for the holiday in 2018. The popularity of the candy didn't keep its original producer, the New England Confectionery Company, also known as Necco, from going out of business in July. That is story number 3. Joe, why don't you go first?
The candy hearts aren't going to be on the shelf?
That's what the story says here.
Now, let me ask you this. In the second story, this person, something about he is anti...
He is stating that the current use of proper grammar is racist, basically.
But he's an anti-racist blogger himself.
It doesn't state necessarily, but just he's pointing out the fact that language just does change over time. Man,
I am really, really stumped here. I'm deciding between number 2 or number 3. Because I have a hard time believing those little candy hearts with the little messages on them they're not. Nobody picked that up.
Nope, apparently not.
Believe it. I don't believe it. I'm saying number 3.
You're saying the candies will not be around.
I love you heart. How back in the day when you were like in grade school, that's how you let a girl know that you liked her.
You gave her a Be Mine little candy.
Be Mine.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with that one. I'm going to say maybe that company did go out of business, but somebody should have bought it, and,
Joe, you're a true romantic. All right, so you're going for story number 3.
For story number 3. Not because I know anything, only because I want that one to be not true.
Okay. Jason, what do you say, my good man?
I still think it's bizarre that on the first one we both missed, and it was a fake news part that was fake news. I just think that was crazy, but... On this set of stories, I was kind of leaning where Joe was going, but just to see if one of us can prove out the winner, or maybe we'll both miss all of it. I'm going to go with the lunar story. I'm going to think that there's something twisted on that one. So I think Joe could end up winning this thing, but I think I'm going to go with number 1 and see if I can.
I didn't even think about number 1, the whole lunar thing, but you're right. There's a lot of detail on that one too. You could be the winner.
Well, maybe this will be a clue. Hold on a second. There you go. Glenn, send that to me. That's Walking on the Moon by the Police, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, we got all kinds. No, that's the fake story. Story about the moon. That is the fake story, gentlemen.
We're changing this format now.
That's it.
This is it. I'm losing to Jason now. Forget it.
Well, I'll tell you.
Brian.
The portion of that story that was fake was the fact that the Chinese had a rover up there on the moon.
Oh, it's not a rover.
That's what I was wondering.
I thought they said there was a done in Hollywood as well. I thought they put something on the dark side. I don't know.
You want me to cue up Pink Floyd now? Is that what you're saying?
Well, congratulations to Jason. Another fantastic. Glenn's getting way too good at this now. Either that or I've just been too busy. I'm not up on my fake news. But by the way, just wanted everyone to know, gold just hit 1,300. So up $20, 19. Well, let me be fair. It's up $19.80 right now. $12.99.70. That is for the current month. The April contract, 1305. The June contract, 1312. August, 1317. October, 1323. December, 1330. You kind of get the idea of where we are headed. I told you I had a quick special. I want to get it out there in case you want to call. I only got 25 $10 lift. $6.95 at 800-951-0592. We'll be back right after the break.
This is the Phyllis Schlafly Report, a daily broadcast from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. And we're upholding the legacy of Phyllis Schlafly, a constitutional attorney and articulate voice for traditional values for more than 70 years. And now, from the archives of Phyllis Schlafly Eagles, here is Phyllis Schlafly.
Debates about same-sex marriage and gay adoptions always include the argument that a child has the right to have both a father and a mother. If that is true, why is a child usually deprived of that right when heterosexual couples divorce? It would seem that maintaining a father's love and authority would be crucial when a child's life is turned upside down by divorce. Yet family courts routinely deprive children of one of their parents, usually the father, restricting his time with his child to about 6 days a month. The courts make this decision while pompously asserting that they are invoking the best interest of the child. But how can it be in the best interest of children to make them forfeit one parent? When primary or sole custody is given to the mother, the father becomes merely a visitor in the child's life. That's why it's called visitation. His only value is to mail a paycheck and be an occasional babysitter. The father loses his parental authority and fades out of his own child's life. We hear a lot of talk about the need for fathers to be involved in their children's upbringing. This need should be even more important in times of emotional stress, such as divorce. Some states are considering legislation that establishes a presumption of shared parenting, whereby divorced parents divide equally both time and authority over the children. Shared parenting would enable children to maintain strong ties to both parents. We should return to the traditional rule that parents, even if they are divorced, are the ones who should determine what is in the best interest of their own children. As recently as the year 2000, the Supreme Court rejected the argument that a judge could supersede a fit parent's judgment about his own child's best interest.
This has been the Phyllis Schlafly Report from Phyllis Schlafly Eagles. The traditional family is the building block of our communities and country. That's why it's imperative to support strong marriages, respect fathers, and champion stay-at-home moms. At phyllisschlafly.com, we oppose the liberal attempt to redefine the family. To join us, visit phyllisschlafly.com. Thanks for listening, and join us again next time for the Phyllis Schlafly Report.
800-951-0592. Sorry, trying to rush that in. I've only got 25. They're all still available. These are the $10 Liberty. These are the old ones, 1866 to 1907. They're $6.95 a piece. I mean, the two of them are $13.90. Which, even at my discounted price on 20s, I got 20s today at $1,400, and so you're talking about, hey, you're going to get two $10 livs for less than a 20. You know, you're talking about $90 over spot. Just fantastic, right? Really, and you got to divide it in half. You're paying about $45 over spot price on a $10 lib. At 800-951-0592, you're saving $15. And this is one of those deals that we were working on all morning and trying to find it. This is it. And we've had good luck lately having a lot bigger quantities. We just don't have it now, especially heavy volume in gold today. So this is one of the things. We always like up days. I get, and really we shouldn't, right? When gold spikes like this, something happens, right? And this, in my opinion, I can't prove it, but the central bank told the bankers, hey, get ready, right? Something's up because the volume is massive. So this isn't mom and pop out there buying a couple of contracts here. Heavy volume. Matter of fact, it appears, at least from what I've seen, this is the highest volume up day in gold yet here as far as the volume goes. So U.S. $10 liberties at $695 a piece. And so, obviously gold breaks 1,300, right? You're going to be looking at paying, 1,400 plus for ounces of gold now. That's just how it's going to be. I'm trying to keep it under there, but this may be the last quarter. Obviously, we don't know. We'll have to see what happens to gold after today. But right now, for those of you just joining us, gold's up just under $20, $1,299 and change, and that's for the current contract. The one you'll see on TV, though, is they're going to be looking at that April contract. So, like, if you're out on, like, CNBC or Market Watch, you'll see 1305 gold. So that I just want to explain the difference between the two, because, and the reason they do that is they track where the volume is. So nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but the bigger institutions, they're not looking at current month. They're buying contracts in that April and beyond contract. So if you notice, hey, wait a minute, but I'm online, I'm on Market Watch, or I've got the idiot box on, they're saying gold's 1305 and you're saying 1299 and change. That's the reason for it. So $10 libs, $695 at 800-951-0592. There are only 25. That's all there is. And once they're gone, you're going to be looking at $710 on a $10 liberty. While the administration officials in Washington advise unpaid federal workers to take out loans and seek credit from friendly grocers. I did not see that part. Remember yesterday we just tore apart Wilbur Ross telling, hey, I don't understand what the problem is. They can just go get a loan. And then, of course, I told you, no, they really can't. They don't want them visiting the food pantries. The latest now is J.P. Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon. He wrote a letter to his employees. Okay, and of course, for those of you who don't know, Jamie Dimon, he's the CEO of J.P. Morgan, wrote a letter to his employees today and told them, because, obviously, I told you yesterday, Chase will not give loans. They're not doing it. So if their customers are federal employees, they won't loan them any money on their back pay. He wrote a letter to his employees saying, hey, this is terrible. We're going to give a whole $1 million to Feeding America and United Way worldwide. Yep, so they can provide meals and counseling. Yes, meals and counseling to these federal workers and their families. Well, you must be so concerned, JB. I mean, the guy made $30 million himself last year. A whole $1 million? The central bank, The Federal Reserve probably, I don't know I know they gave $38 billion to the Wall Street Bank. I'll just say this. Let's just be conservative and say J.P. Morgan Chase only got 10%. They got $3.8 billion, and probably more than that, of money that should have went to the taxpayer to make it so their profits were good and Jamie Dimon could get a big bonus. And they're going to give a whopping $1 million to the United Way and what was it? Yeah, United Way and Feeding America. That's going to do it. How about you just give them all loans? How about that? No, because that actually makes sense. After Wilbur Ross ignited a controversy when he told CNBC, right, we did that one, that he didn't understand what was happening. By the way, this is the second paycheck today that they're not going to be getting paid. And again, they're just talking about the 800,000. Don't forget, there's probably, and I don't even know, millions of contractors who aren't working right now because their boss, the people that they do the work for aren't working. Local people know who they are when they go for groceries and everything else. And I guess, again, they don't get it. They think that they're going to go to the grocery store and tell the guy at Fry's, hey, I'm a federal worker, can I just get free groceries? That's not going to happen, right? And I don't know how they would think that it would. I mean, I go to Fry's like once in a blue moon. They don't know who I am. It's incredible. By the way, that they think that is going to happen, that they can go to these. So first of all of you get a load, and you go to the grocery store, they'll let you get free groceries. But Jamie Dimon's going to help out by donating $1 million, not from his own money, from the bank, to help feed all these federal government employees. Man, you talk about billionaires being out of touch. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. What are they thinking? I mean, where do these billionaires think we're living in? What do they think? It's the 1700s, the 1800s again? Right? Charles Ingalls is going to go to the Olsons to get some stuff on credit. Listen, even if you shop, right, where do everyone shop? It's a mega chain, number one. Right? You think a manager at Walmart knows who you are? Right? Maybe if you're lucky, maybe somebody that works the checkout may recognize you, maybe. Go to the grocer. Hey, Pa! Right? I remember when candy was a penny. Incredible. And again, I try to reiterate this to all of you. This is not for us. Listen, Wall Street's not for you. This is where the billionaires play. They like to take advantage of you. Listen, I hope you love your 401ks. I do. Right? And how they whack you 2% every year. And let's face it, before the financial crisis, they were whacking you 4%. Now, see how good that's going to work out for you when you actually need to live in retirement. Speaking of Fantasy Island, patrons of restaurants and coffee shops in Berkeley, California, who don't bring a reusable cup for their beverage will need to pay a 25-cent fee for a disposable cup as part of an ordinance approved by city officials to reduce restaurant waste. The city council voted unanimously on Tuesday to approve the fee on single cups. It will take effect in 2020. So starting January 2020, if you're in Berkeley, right, which of course it's Berkeley, if you're in Berkeley, if you don't bring your own cup, you're going to have to be charged 25 cents. And I'm just thinking, does that mean you bring any cup? I mean, could you imagine you go to the Starbucks in Berkeley? Here, I want I don't even know the language. The only one I know is the venti. Right? I want the vintage. You put down a 44-ounce Slurp Buster cup, right? I mean, I don't know. The order in it is called disposable free dining. Yeah, see, I love it. It's great. Yes, no straw. And now you're going to, oh, wait, you wanted your drink in a cup? Oh, well, that that's extra. Right? It's bad enough. A Coke is $2.95 everywhere I go. What would you like to drink? Coke, tea, iced tea, $3. Well, now in Berkeley, it'll be $3 plus 25 cents. Oh, you want that in a cup? You didn't bring your own cup? Yeah, there you go. Single-use cups. Yep. So now the no plastic bags, no cups, no straws. Hey, let's just all eat with our hands, and let's get rid of the utensils as well. No more sporks for anybody. 800-951-0592. That was not part of Fake News Friday, but I was saving it for today because I thought that went really, really well. On the Fake News Friday, Berkeley now 25 cents if you don't bring your own cup. And again, like I said, I brought my cup. It's 10 times bigger than the cup you normally gave me, but I guess you're out because I got my own. How about having a bad day? How about Facebook? And then, of course, all of the attacks now on Facebook. And listen, they all do it. Every app you put on your phone, everything you do. And I tell you all the time, right? We have broken records. Credit card fraud is so bad now. It's terrible. It's so bad. And they got all this access to everybody's data. Facebook, a big part of it. According to Cambridge Analytica, now they've been in the news before. They broke that scandal a year ago saying, hey, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Facebook's selling all your all of your data without you knowing about it. Well, they're back saying that Facebook is producing fraudulent numbers to advertisers, overestimating the effectiveness of Facebook's product. The fake accounts, according to the study, and again, I don't know if this is real or not, but they're saying that Facebook is up to half of the users on Facebook may be fake. So I don't know. The whole thing sounds ridiculous to me. That all of these companies, and it's not just Facebook, right? Facebook's on the bad guy list, and they're getting it. But don't think Amazon and Google, right, and Apple, right? Don't think they're not doing the same thing. They just may be better cheaters at it. It's just like, do we really just believe it was only Wells Fargo? Really? Right? They're the only bad apple in the bunch. Of course not. But again, this is part of all of the great unknown that Wall Street is, right? All your financial planners they got you loaded up on these bank stocks. You got no protection. Make sure you take the time. You better have some hard assets. Listen, think about all the things we've been talking about. Forget about the trade war. Look at what China's really doing. They're getting ready. Right? They're getting ready to be the world's reserve currency. Don't you see it? Why do you think they've been buying all that gold? And, they admitted again last month, okay, well, we got a little more. But everyone knows they got way more than that. Right? And Russia and Turkey and all these other countries, they're all doing it. They're getting ready. Right? Because we're getting ready to be swallowed up by our debt. And they're going to step in. They're now the largest retailer in the world. Again, right? They got the largest economy in the world, and in 10 years it's going to be twice as big. $10 lift, $6.95, 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. Just a ton of economic data that was supposed to be out today, not. Durable goods, housing starts, a couple of others as well. It just escapes me right now. A lot of people are saying that was a good thing for stocks because they can keep rallying because they don't need to know how slow things have gotten. I don't know. Gold, $1,299. Silver, $15.70 today. Gold's up, like I said, 19. Silver's up 40. The Dow's up 200 right now. The big news of the day is the central bank saying now they may have to stop on their selling off of their balance sheet. There's only one reason for that announcement to be made, as far as I'm concerned. It's just one. The banks are telling the central bank and the billionaires things are slow. Right? I mean, why else would they do it? Doesn't make any sense. 6 weeks ago, things were great, according to them. Right? Well, mostly because they wanted to believe their own numbers. And the funny thing is remember I played that clip from Jim Cramer saying the Fed's not doing their homework, right? They're believing those numbers are all made up. Right? Really, we have Fake News Friday every day when I tell you about a report. Because it's always massaged and adjusted and this and that. But here we are. Listen, the Dow has rallied for the whole month, pretty much. Pretty much. Why would they be saying, hey, I think we need to stop with the balance sheet? What do they know? What is it? What was the durable goods number going to be today? Because let's face it, they got computers. They still gather the data, right? I mean, it's almost comical. And I just don't know the answer, right? And eventually we'll all find out. But how bad is it going to get? I mean, I know today Germany had some horrendous numbers. Europe's been talking now that they may be going into recession. China is slowing, right? To what extent? How bad is it? I don't know. I don't live there, but from, you want to believe the report, it's pretty dramatic. And then I've just got to believe a bigger reason something's happening with these debt auctions, right? I mean, that makes the most sense to me. Hey, the foreigners, they're not buying, right? We know that. But they said that these pensions plans and stuff were doing the buying, and maybe now they're not buying, right? That would be my guess. Hey, listen, we're going to stop buying because we think that we're going to enter a recession and the Fed's bringing rates back to zero, and we need to do something else. I don't know. And now they're saying, hey, you know what? We got to get rid of all of that. Either way, gold looks like a great place to be. U.S. $10 Liberties, $6.95. I shouldn't have to pitch it that hard. 800-951-0592. We'll talk about what happens next on Monday. Have a great weekend.